Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about some underrated players as well as some overrated players going forward in January 2021. As always, if you enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and if you have any questions about fantasy basketball, leave them in the comments down below. Now let's get right into the video. Our first underrated player is Malik Beasley. I have Malik Beasley on one of my fantasy teams, and he served me very well. He is a low-key scorer, but he can get you like 25 points a lot of the time, honestly. I was surprised with how many times he leads the Timberwolves with scoring. He is not going to be an all-around great player for you, but he does get some three-point makes. He has good percentages for the most part. So, I mean, if you can get him for close to nothing, make sure to get him because I think he's very underrated. Our second underrated player is Mike Conley. Mike Conley was so good on the Grizzlies a few years ago, but when he went to the Jazz, he completely fell off. He was terrible last year. He blew up. Like, Jazz fans were so mad. I'm a Jazz fan. I'm so mad. He did not help the team at all, but this year he is looking much better. Getting around 20 points per game, he's getting assists as usual, and he shoots good free throw percentage. So if you can get him, I think a lot of people are actually underestimating how good he could be for your fantasy team. Our third underrated player is going to be Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. has had a great start to the season, but he's been out for most of the year. I think when he comes back, he'll continue what he's doing, and he's an all-around beast, honestly. End of last year, I'd say, he really started picking it up, and I saw a lot of people talking about how he is a good player that you want to pick up, and I agree with it completely. You can get him for probably not that much. It might be more because I really think he will be good. I don't see many. I think it's a low chance that he comes back worse. I think he'll keep it up. 19 points, like 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3-point makes, and he's actually surprisingly consistent because that's what he struggled with last year. But if you can get him, try and get him. I know a lot of people are worried. They see the O next to the name and they want to get rid of him. So if you can pick him up, it will be a smart idea. Our first overrated player is going to be LeBron James. And no hate to LeBron James. He's an incredible player, obviously. But for fantasy, I think he is overrated. A lot of people value him as a top 5 pick, and I just don't think that's true. I think players like Karl Anthony Towns, Jason Tatum, even Dame are much better for your rosters than LeBron James. And I think a lot of amateur fantasy players would gladly make that trade because just the name alone, you want to get LeBron James, right? One of the best players of all time, but really, for fantasy, he's very overrated, and I think you could get a lot out of him for a trade, and I think you'll make a big profit off of it. Our second overrated player is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a very good player in 4 categories. He's not great at assists. He's not bad, but he's not great at assists. A lot of centers are better than him. He's not good at free throws at all. He'll kill your percentage so much. I mean, he shoots like 500 every other night. So he's just too inconsistent from the free throw line. Also, I don't know. I think he's overrated. I don't see why people pick him first overall. I definitely don't think he's like that. I think first round you might be in the right spot there, but definitely not first overall. And I think if you have Giannis, you could trade him for so much and get a lot of good players. You could probably get like 3 good pieces just for Giannis because so many people want him even though he's not all that. Our third and last overrated player is going to be Zion Williamson. And the name alone, Zion, people want him. He was one of the most hyped college players ever. And he is a very good player, don't get me wrong. But he's really only a 3-category guy. He gets some rebounds, he gets some points, and his field goal is good. But his free throw is not good. He does not really get assists. And his defense isn't like what it was in college. He's not swatting people left and right, I just don't think that it's a great pickup or a great trade to try and get him. I think I saw someone trade Zion for Bam and another really good piece, and that's a great trade. I mean, you're improving your field goal percentages, you're not hurting on rebounds, and yes, you lose a few points, but it's worth it because you get so much categories out of it. It's not just about points. That's going to wrap it up for our overrated and underrated players. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit that like button and leave any questions you have in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.